Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 998 of NoDQ video here on the YouTube channel. This is the YouTube edition. The full version is up on NoDQ.com. You can check it out right now. You can click on the link in the description box or go right over to NoDQ.com. Hopefully you guys will check out the full version. I got some really interesting questions for this show. I think you guys will enjoy it. NoDQ.com. And of course, we are 2 away until 1,000. Please keep spreading the word. Tell a friend about NoDQ video. Going to be the biggest edition of all time. Over an hour, 20 questions, as well as my proposed WrestleMania 34 card and my top 10 greatest hits and misses in WWE history. Episode 1000, August 16th. Don't forget it. This Wednesday. Be there or be square. Now, if you're unable to click off this video and go over to NoDQ.com and watch the full version, let's go ahead and get to your questions for today's YouTube edition. First question today comes from Deplorable Hamp. Your thoughts on Vince McMahon being mad at Shinsuke Nakamura and superstar Billy Graham's response? I've heard conflicting stories. I heard that at first there was no heat on Nakamura over that spot where John Cena took the exploder suplex and landed on his neck. And because he's John Cena, I think he avoided serious injury there, just because his neck is so massive. I've also heard reports that Vince was very upset. According to Sports Illustrated, Vince was furious over that spot. Not so much at Nakamura, but he was upset that Cena almost got seriously hurt. Cena is still considered to be WWE's biggest draw. WWE is trying to groom Roman Reigns for that spot and have him carry the company for years to come. Reigns is currently the heir apparent. However, Cena is still the man and Cena still has some mileage left in him. So when something like that happens and Cena almost gets seriously hurt, Vince is going to freak out as a businessman. I'm sure he freaked out as a human being too, that somebody he's close with could have been seriously injured, but he's also reacting to that like a businessman. If Cena gets hurt, that could be the end of his WWE career, even if it's not a major injury. If it's a minor injury, Cena might have this attitude, you know what, I'm doing movies now, I'm just going to step away. But John Cena is John Cena, he's a freak of nature, and the good news is that he appears to be okay. So my reaction to the whole thing is Vince should just let it go. It should not negatively affect Nakamura's push. He's done that move to countless guys and nobody's gotten hurt. It's just one of the risks. People get hurt. It happens. It's unavoidable. And Nakamura is a professional. He's been doing that move, like I said, for years against many opponents. And the guy is considered one of the best in the world. Just like that incident with Samoa Joe and Tyson Kidd. You cannot really blame Joe for that. He's done that move so many times and freak accidents happen even with the most professional guys. As far as superstar Billy Graham goes, I mean, typical Billy Graham, he does come off as bitter. I also think he likes to get attention and get his name in the headlines, so he'll rant on something knowing that all the sites like NoDQ.com will pick it up and run with it, and it gets his name back in the headlines and gets people talking about him. So I'm not sure he's really that upset about it. I think it's more of him seeing an opportunity to get his name in the headlines. This one comes from Aaron Rift Rules. Do you think Kevin Owens out there helping Sami Zayn at the live event in Montreal is a sign of him turning babyface soon? If Owens turns face anytime soon, I doubt it will have anything to do with that. I think under the circumstances, WWE decided to have Owens be a babyface in Canada, in Montreal, and get that big pop, which he did. But I think that that was a one-time deal. I do not think that that is a sign that Kevin Owens is turning babyface. He still might. It might happen at some point, and I think it should happen at some point. As great as Kevin Owens is as a heel, the fans just naturally want to cheer for him. And I think at some point you just have to go with how the fans are reacting. If they're organically popping for a guy, even if he does heel tactics, maybe he's better off not being a heel. I think Kevin Owens could definitely be an effective babyface if given the opportunity. I think he can do either role well, but the fans respect the guy and like him so much. At some point, I think you got to go with a babyface Kevin Owens and see where you can go with it and see if it can have some potential to go far. You just don't know until you try. But I think it will happen at some point, but not sure if it's going to happen anytime soon. It's looking to me like Owens, after he's done with the AJ Styles feud, something's going to be brewing between Owens and Shane McMahon if I had to make a prediction on that. Got this one here from Banks Club 27. How and when do you see Sasha turning heel? This is a great question because I really don't know right now. If you asked me 6 months ago, I would have said Sasha turns heel on Bayley after Bayley won the title. And then you have the SummerSlam match, which would have been Sasha versus Bayley. That is not happening for a number of reasons. Part of it is the booking of the characters, and the other, of course, is Bayley getting hurt. I think that they could possibly salvage that, although I feel like the opportunity was missed. You know, you want to strike the iron when it's hot, and it felt like 6 months ago, if they had shot the angle where Sasha turned on Bayley, it would have been hot. Now, not so much. I suppose Sasha could win the title. Maybe you could do something different, take it in a different direction, have Bayley go heel, have her come back and just completely do a 180 on her character. You could do that, but like I've said before, that's taking a big risk with Bayley, and I think Sasha's better as a heel. I just feel like the opportunity to do the storyline I think it should have been done is gone now. It's not going to be nearly as impactful if they do the jealousy angle. I mean, you would have to have Sasha fail again, Bayley comes back, wins the title, and then Sasha gets jealous. But to me, it just wouldn't have the momentum that it would have had 6 months ago to set up to SummerSlam. And, you know, they could save it for WrestleMania, but still, who knows how long Bayley's going to be out. That throws a whole monkey wrench into whatever long-term plans WWE had. This one comes from Fredo. How often did you watch WCW during the Monday Night Wars, or were you loyal to WWF all the way?